Okay, here we go. Getting this set up. So we're gonna watch more Batman the Animated Series. It's been a while since we've done that, huh? Yeah. What with me moving and all, and trying to get a proper setup over here with everything, and just looking at all these action figure packages that I got to take care of. Uh, I knew I was going to return to this eventually, and when I did it, I wanted to make sure that I did it right. So I got a little something fancy just for the occasion, as I got these Bluetooth earbuds. So that way I can hear the show and it doesn't show up on the video. I'm pretty sure that's why my Birds of a Feather video got locked, is because you could probably hear too much of the show. And they thought the algorithm just picked up on it and just thought it was just somebody uploaded an episode of the show. That was not the case. It was me talking through it. So apparently I wasn't talking loudly enough. Can you believe that? So we're going to pick up where we left off, and where we left off was the Worry Men. That was the next episode we were going to watch. If you remember, all that long time ago, the last one that we watched was not an episode of Batman the Animated Series proper. It was Batman Mask of the Phantasm. We took a little bit of a break from the show so I could watch that. So I guess that was a good stopping point anyway. This would have been where the show would have returned from a hiatus, I believe. Episode 65. It features the Mad Hatter as a villain, and it's one that I haven't actually watched all that frequently. So I'm sure it's going to be a lot of surprises in this episode for me. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm watching this on HBO Max. There's the Warner Brothers logo, Bugs Bunny chowing down on a carrot, and we got our Warner Brothers logo turned to a blimp, and we pan down, and I never ever skip the intro. And there's our shifty-eyed characters, and boom, the bank blows up. Oh my god, what's going to happen next? Oh, there's the Batmobile racing into action. Our hero, Batman, heading towards where the bank was blown up, chasing after these thugs. They escape the police by running up a fire escape, but they don't escape Batman with the narrow eyes and no white spot on his lip. And he throws the batarang, disarms the thugs, takes them down with the greatest of ease. Doesn't need to shoot up with steroids, so that's nice. And then we pan up, and maybe the most iconic shot of Batman ever. Nice. Oh, yeah. Well, we missed that, didn't we? The Worry Men. Written by Paul Dini. Our pal Paul Dini. And our other pal, Frank Power. Panning down over this jungle setting. And we got an explorer. But it's not a real jungle. It's a set. And our explorer is Veronica Vreeland. Oh, it's this guy too. He's back. Oh. I do love Veronica Vreeland. She's a fun character. And that's LeVar Burton. Well, don't worry, man. Oh, it's an actual Worry Man. It's kind of funny how they drew this guy to look like an older version of LeVar Burton. And now LeVar Burton kind of looks like that. It's not too different from the Malaysian Dream Warden that we see in Batman Forever, if you remember that. Oh, there's some kind of guy that looks like a South American native. And at first, like, I think you're supposed to think he's Batman, because like, hey, we know it's not Batman because Bruce Wayne's right there. Huh. Had those up like close to her hat, huh? Not a care in the world, that Bruce Wayne. Oh no, I'm out of soda. I think I got some water though. My big old water jug still has some ice in it. Batman makes a joke. People are always talking about Batman doesn't make jokes. He makes jokes all the time. Probably the same people who say that Robert Pattinson is the most comic book accurate version of Batman. He's a tough dude, but he's not quite as tough as Batman. But he is sneaky. We're gonna bounce that ball around. And put that ice into my water. Oh, timber's cracking. And of course, Batman has to let the guy go because he can't let those people get harmed. It's always more important for Batman to help people in trouble than even to go after a criminal. If this guy even really is a criminal. Whoa, that was close. Batman, you can still catch him. Oh well. At least he's got a clue. And Batman's probably thinking to himself, this isn't a typical ball. Maybe I should research it. Because if Batman sees something unusual, he's going to investigate it. Man, that's some Spider-Man type shit there. Oh, Alfred, you just got Bruce in trouble. You don't even know it. I wonder if they were trying to make his new secretary sound like Miss Cleo. Tip of the hat to James Bond there with him throwing the hat onto the hat rack. Bruce Timm was a huge James Bond fan. He seems awful chipper, doesn't he? That probably should have been like the viewer's first clue that something is up with Bruce right now. Even the animated series version of Bruce was never this chipper typically. He's just setting the case out on the windowsill with all that money in it. Then goes back about his day. He doesn't even remember. There was an episode of the old Spider-Man cartoon in the 1960s that had, I think it was called the One-Eyed Idol, and it had some big game hunter who was working with some, African native, like worked for him, and it had this idol that was given to Jameson as a present, and it hypnotized him into putting money into it, and then the native fellow would come and take the money out of the idol. So I kind of wonder if this episode was an homage to that one at all. Even Bruce Wayne. It's almost as if some idiot put a mind control device under his pillow, Alfred. Normally, I don't like it when Bruce is mean to Alfred, but in this episode, I think he'd be justified. And Veronica's just tossing a case overboard. And she's very smartly dressed. I've mentioned before how Veronica Vreeland was based off of, she's voiced by Mary Lou Henner, and I believe also drawn to resemble Mary Lou Henner. And Mary Lou Henner is somebody that I had quite the crush on. Oddly enough, the movie that I saw where I got a crush on Mary Lou Henner was Johnny Dangerously, in which she co-starred with Michael Keaton. And here's more of these dudes in their Jaguar cowls. So you notice he isn't. They're not dressed like the guy that we saw in the beginning of the episode. If I remember correctly, that comes into play later. I don't think these guys in the Jaguar cowls are even like authentic Mayans. If I remember correctly. Like I said, it has been a while since I watched this one. Womp womp. Giant straw hat. Now Batman's starting to figure it out. Batman is such a proper detective in these shows. It's part of why I like it more than he is in any of the live action movies, including that Robert Pattinson one where they're talking about all the great detective work he does when he doesn't figure out a single damn thing. Ah. And who's an Englishman that would be wearing a big hat and knows how to warp the human mind? Yeah, Mad Hatter. all the hats. That's an homage to the Silver Age version of Mad Hatter, who was had a mania for collecting various hats and had a wall full of hats in his headquarters. Smashed his own hat. His design is pretty close to how Jervis Tetch was dressed in the 1960s Batman television series. He does look a lot like David Wayne in that part. If he was redheaded instead of blonde and had the big mustache, be a dead ringer. And obviously, his jacket is more of a blue color than the gray that he had on that show, but still. Yep, Batman has managed to track him down. I love the way his cape is flowing behind him as he runs. That's a really nice touch. Clayface and Scarecrow and a dummy of the Mad Hatter. Got all these dummies of various Batman villains. Penguin, Riddler. That's the second Riddler reference we've had on this episode. And actually, one of the episodes of the 60s Batman series starts with a wax dummy of the Riddler firing a machine gun. So I kind of wonder if that's a coincidence. And then a Harley Quinn marionette. And who else in the Jack in the Box but the Joker? That's domestic abuse. Now these guys, I don't think are mannequins, but they are dummies. Yeah, I guess they were connected. Uh, damn. I would think something like that would have killed him, but I guess Batman tougher than most. It's weird how they're wearing like flesh-colored boots. How do they match the boots exactly their skin color like that? Anything to avoid animating toes, I guess. Well, there's some toes on this guy. And of course, while we're talking about connections to the old television series, I should mention again how Mad Hatter is voiced by Roddy McDowall, who also played the Bookworm on the classic television series. He also read the audiobook of the novelization of the 1989 Batman movie. A lot of Batman connections with Roddy McDowall. He was also, from what I understand, one of the most gifted actors in Hollywood. Huh? Huh? Yeah. He's still wearing the little white gloves. So he's an innocent victim. So I was right. Like, he's working with Mad Hatter, but he is like separate from these other guys in their Jaguar hats. Oh, nice try, Jervis. And the head with it. This really hasn't been a gimmick of the Mad Hatters, uh, at least so far in this show. But the idea of the Mad Hatter wanting to claim Batman's cowl, the most famous hat in Gotham City, that was something that was very much one of his motivations on the 1960s television show. And of course, Batman managed to find a way to disrupt the signal. I do really like Mad Hatter's fascination with Alice in Wonderland that we see in this show. That was something that wasn't on the 60s television show. They kind of pretty much ignored that. Mm. Mm-mm. And hiding among the dummies. Ah. Food you. And look, there's a dummy that looks kind of like the TV show version of the Riddler. I keep coming back to that 1960s TV show on this episode. uh, I want a Batman worry, man. All right, so let's see. Lolita Remiss. This was not one composed by Shirley Walker. Lolita Romanis. I never can. Yeah, supervising composer was Shirley Walker, but Lolita Romanis did the episode herself. Ritmanis. That's what it was. Lolita Ritmanis. Yeah. Andrea Romano. Dang it, I missed it. I missed the credits. We'll just go back to the beginning. Okay. Theme by the Elephant. What are you doing? Ah, went to the next episode. I don't want to go to the next episode. And now we're started on season 2, so now I have to. I'm gonna have to go back through all that again. Go through all these. No, actually, at the end. Okay, good. But I went ahead to the next episode without my permission. You know, we're just gonna close that. I don't want that to happen. Okay, so Kevin Conroy is Batman, Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. is Alfred, LeVar Burton and Hayden Sloan, Mary Lou Henner as Veronica. Vernie Watson Johnson as Dana Blessing. Vernie Watson Johnson probably is. Roddy McDowell as the Mad Hatter, and Roger Rose as Jaguar Shaman. So, our next episode will be House and Garden, and that is technically, at least according to our episodes order in which is the broadcast order, House and Garden. That is technically episode 1 of season 2. So we're now on to what is technically the second season of Batman the Animated Series, and that will be a Poison Ivy episode, in case you couldn't guess from the title. So if you want to make sure you catch that one, might do it tomorrow even. Make sure that you like and subscribe. All the fun YouTube stuff down below. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about this episode. And we will talk to you next time. Bye.